Hi, and welcome back to our series of videos. This is the video for the second chapter, and by now you're probably used to doing the activity and turning it in, so hopefully this will be a little bit easier for us. So for this chapter, one of the things that I had mentioned in class is that companies have to figure out whether or not it is a good idea to move to another country and take their business somewhere else. So basically what they're trying to find out is if there is value in their competitive advantage moving somewhere else. And so we've been talking about these companies and why they go global. Now we're going to look at the strengths and weaknesses of a particular business, which are internal, and you already probably have seen that somewhere else in another class. This is the SWOT analysis. So chapter 2 is going to be the strengths and the weaknesses, and then we're going to move over to the threats and opportunities in chapters 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to be looking at the first two, the strengths and weaknesses, which are internal. It's part of the matrix. And really, again, what we're trying to see with the companies is if there is real value in transferring their products or services from the US to somewhere else. If they can actually sustain that competitive advantage in a different environment that is not maybe as known or as studied like in the US. And not only can companies do that, but actually people can also take a look at their strengths and weaknesses as well. So we can look at it not only from a business perspective, but also personally in helping you take stock of your own education, your talents, your abilities that can help you better land a career. So keep that in mind as we go through this particular chapter. So you might be asking yourselves, what kind of strengths do companies have? Remember, these are strengths that come from within, they're internal, and they give companies basically their competitive advantage. These strengths make companies better than other companies within their industry. They make them have more profit or a larger market share. It's what keeps them in business. And so a source of these advantages and these strengths can come from resources, whether they are cash or financial opportunities that they have, financing abilities, equipment, strategies, people, right? They might have a really good culture of hiring great people, smart people with lots of experience, great volunteers, great programs or equipment or technology that's only germane to that particular company, and it makes them really, really, really good at what they do. On the other side of that coin, you also have weaknesses, which are, of course, the disadvantages. Just like in a person, we have strengths and weaknesses. That happens with companies as well. And these can also come in the form of, lack of resources, lack of cash, lack of a good culture, lack of equipment, etc. So just to give you a specific case or a specific example, let's take American Airlines. And so American Airlines, it's an airline carrier that's international and of course has done very, very well around the world. And so some of the strengths that American Airlines has is, of course, its alliance with many other international carriers. And of course, there's a large loyalty, a lot of brand awareness. So they have many customers around the world thanks to this. So they also have a very strong brand. They have in-flight entertainment that is very good, and that's why people choose American Airlines. And they also boast a large market share. So American Airlines can see these strengths and expand on those as well. Now, American Airlines also has some weaknesses, of course, and these can come in the form of high costs and maybe not having a great financial status. They also have a limited number of aircrafts, and a lot of them are aging as well. So as aircrafts are very expensive and hard to maintain, and right now they're going through that. And they also can really have a lot of issues with customers that may complain, due to the culture of the carrier itself, right? And that's in comparison to, for example, Southwest Airlines, which has a great people culture, and people really enjoy taking trips on Southwest because of the people. So those are differences, and American Airlines can definitely improve on their weaknesses.